Good morning, February Boy here. I'm gonna do a serious video here today. Um, Something that might affect a lot of people out there. I'm pretty sure it does because I've been around a long time, so I know it does. But anyways, it's gonna be about anxiety. Has anybody ever felt the a feeling of pending doom or feeling like your heart's beating out of your chest, or uh, other issues where everything's coming around you, and it's just like it's going to take you out. Well, let me tell you a story. It started when I was about 28 years old. I started having these what I now know was anxiety attacks. Uh, Mine consisted of pounding heart, feeling like I couldn't breathe, and everything. So I went to the emergency room several times with it. Um, they kind of, back then, back in the early 80s, but not about 1980. So they back then, I don't think they realized, because I don't think a lot of people went to the hospital with anxiety attacks like they did. Matter of fact, to get back to this thing, uh, within about a year before that, I had to take one of my family members. I used to have to take her to the hospital because she was having anxiety attacks, and she had them really bad. So, she did whatever she did to take care of her problems. I don't know if she does still have them. She probably does, because we all do. They don't never really go away. But anyways, mine were bad enough that I used to have to feel like I was getting enough air. I had to go lay in a park, just lay out in the open, so I would be able to feel like I was breathing right. Uh, it went on for about a year, maybe a year and a half. My third child was born. So then we went. I thought I needed a change, so we moved from California to Texas. Uh, it helped a little. Still had the anxiety attacks, but not as bad. I started, I had to put my mind off on something else, or control, try to control the attacks themselves. Which, when I first started out, it was difficult because I didn't know how to do it. Later on, after a while, I started to learn how to deal with these anxiety attacks. The funny part about it is, we used to go to, I could not go to grocery stores. I couldn't go into a place where there was a lot of people or anything. When I went into a grocery store, it felt like I needed to crawl back out the door, because I just could not handle it. Now that I'm older, I know that that's called social anxiety, which I still have to this day. Which I can go to the store, but I have to make plans before I go into the store to know exactly what I'm going in there for and get out of there quick. The longer I stay in there, the more the anxiety starts to creep in. It's a strange thing. People have been used to, back in the day, and people used to go to the doctors, and the doctors would think you were nuts. But it's a real thing. Anxiety attacks are real. I think especially in people that have a type A personality, people that just constantly has to do something or work or do whatever, they try to put their work into to something, so they forget about these attacks, anxiety attacks. I know people, if you let these go so long without any type of uh, intervention with yourself. Like mine was meditation, reading, taking my mind off it, worrying about somebody else instead of myself. That usually helped a lot. It's like, if you have pain in your leg and you pinch your ear, then all of a sudden your ear hurts instead of your leg. I mean, it's strange, but it does work. Uh, I have a I don't know. I've had a lot of issues with this over the years, and I mean, when I finally figured it out, I have what is called social anxiety. I cannot be around people. I to this day, I don't mind being around my kids. I can handle them. I can handle, certain people, but I can't handle people in general. I mean, I could go somewhere and maybe if I run into somebody I know, I could talk to them for a few seconds, but then I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move. I'm always moving, going somewhere just to get away. I cannot. It's gotten it's bad, but it's not as bad because I know what it is now. So that's the main thing. And once you learn how to deal with it, it gets better. But there's people out there that don't deal with it very good, and they end up being hypochondriacs, which a doctor will say you're a hypochondriac, or other issues. They have other issues. They bring on anxiety where you have heart disease, you have other things. You overeat, you do whatever it takes to keep your mind off what's going on with your body when it's actually your brain telling your body, to make your heart rate go up, your pulse, everything, your blood pressure goes up, everything. Anxiety is not something to mess with. You gotta find a outlet for your anxiety. Outlet meaning keep busy, keep doing something, keep working, reading, watching TV, just relax. Don't let things get to you. Don't sit around and argue with people over political things, religious things, whatever. Just don't argue with them. Let them think they want. Who cares? Because your health is more important than anything else. You don't want to bring on these anxiety attacks because anxiety, you might not believe it, but sooner or later they will kill you because you're going to have a stroke, you're going to have a heart attack, you're going to have something's going to go wrong with your body because you're having these things. So you got to learn to deal with it. The way I deal with it now is I basically just don't go nowhere. Because if I can't be anywhere where it triggers my heart rate to go up or anything. I mean, I go for walks and stuff, but I'm not dealing with people. People's my thing, my trigger. People trigger my anxiety. So I know, and there's a lot of people there with different things that might trigger theirs. They got to figure out that trigger. Once they figure out that trigger, then they can figure out what's going to help that from not triggering you every time. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 28 years old. So, and I've had 5 kids. I mean, there was some stressors there, but some of that was because that stress wasn't on me because I'm worrying about them. So that kind of took away some of the stress. Even back then, it was hard for me to go to the store or anything. I mean, my kids make fun of me because I took one of my kids to a movie that was our scary movie, but when he was young. But you know what? I was relaxed in that place, and bringing him with me, it kind of relaxed me, so I was good. But there's things that trigger me. Triggering me is usually a lot of people. Another thing that triggers me, I can tell you right now, is if I got a plan that this for the next day or the day after that or something, if it doesn't go off the way it's supposed to, then my anxiety triggers. If I go to a grocery store and I can't find an item, I don't go around asking people where it's at. I just go try to find it, and I got to get out of that store. That's my main goal: going in, getting out of that store, because I can't be around people. And it's a shame. It's a shame. I really, if you notice, I like to talk. This has helped. This right here, being on YouTube, has helped me a lot with my anxiety, because when I feel like there's an anxiety attack coming on, this is where it is. But I've seen people out here that they don't know what to do. I mean, and I can almost tell when somebody's having an anxiety attack by just watching them, because I've been there. The legs are going, the arms are going. You just can't sit still. You look like somebody on crack. So the bottom line is, whatever I said here, I don't know if I said anything right or did anything wrong to help anybody, but check it out. Just remember, if you think you're having an anxiety attack, if that's what you think it is, don't hesitate to go to the hospital if you feel any other things going on, though. Try to take your mind off of it by finding something else to occupy your mind. Whatever it takes, just do it, because you'll see the difference. You just got to put it in this head. Okay, I'm having one, so let me put my mind somewhere else. If it's in a good movie, a good book, or a video game, whatever your outlet is, that's what you need to do. Go for your outlet. So, I'm just saying, I hope that nobody has anxiety, because it is not a good thing to have to live with for as many years as I've lived with it. But I've learned to deal. So there you go. Anyways, February boy. Like, subscribe, comment. Love you guys. Talk to you again soon. Thank you for listening. Bye.